So, according to CHCH News here in Hamilton, Mark Carney has paused his campaign to deal with Trump tariffs. That's very interesting. So let's have a look at this video here, and we'll talk about it a little bit after, like usual.
Mark Carney calls it a direct attack on Canadian workers. He's referring to Donald Trump's new order to impose 25% tariffs on all auto imports to the U.S. Now, Carney has suspended his election campaign for a cabinet committee meeting on Canada-U.S. relations today. Simone Gavros is at the General Motors plant in St. Catharines with more. Simone.
Well, Louis, the auto industry in North America is heavily intertwined. The plant here in St. Catharines, they make engines and transmissions, and then those are shipped worldwide, including to the United States. Now, industry leaders in the auto sector are saying that these latest tariffs are going to drive up the cost of cars for consumers and devastate the sector. Yesterday, U.S. President Donald Trump says that he has spoke with the big three automakers and says that their reaction depends on whether they have factories in the United States.
If they have factories here, they're thrilled. If you don't have factories here, they're going to have to get going and build them because otherwise they have to pay tariffs. Very simple. And most of those have pretty big factories here, like General Motors has big factories here. They're going to move their parts divisions back to the United States because some of them were made in Canada and some of them were made in Mexico and other places. They'll be moving their parts division back to the United States in factories where they may be at 60% capacity, so they don't even really have to build too much of a factory.
These latest tariffs will go into effect April 2nd, and Trump says they will begin being collected on April 3rd. A fact sheet from the White House says that cars imported under the existing trade agreement will only be tariffed on the value of content not made in the States. But that's only until U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, quote, establishes a process to apply tariffs to their non-U.S. content. Now, the auto industry is key to Ontario's economy. Auto industry exports make up nearly 30% of the province's total exports and employs at least 100,000 people. National Unifor President Lana Payne says this will have a direct impact on Canadian jobs and investments as the industry deals with the stacked tariffs.
There is a lot of anxiety. There is a lot of worry. They don't know where this is headed. But at the same time, there's incredible pride in their country at this moment, and that they feel the support of other Canadians. They feel the support of their neighbors and their friends. And that's what we're going to need to get through what is going to be a very difficult few months.
Now, Trump posted on Truth Social in the middle of the night, threatening to impose even larger tariffs if the EU and Canada work together to hurt the U.S. economy. We'll have more details about this developing story on the ongoing trade war tonight at 6 and 11 p.m.
Prime Minister.
All right, so that's pretty interesting. Now, I don't know exactly what Mark Carney's plan is because apparently him and Trump haven't really talked too much. So, I mean, I don't really know what his solution is going to be. Does he really have to pause his campaign to deal with it? I guess, but the thing is, and this is just my opinion, I don't think Mark Carney hates the tariffs because ever since this happened, he's been going up in the polls. So does he even really want to deal with it right now? Wouldn't it be better for him, according to the polls? And again, I'm saying that with quotations. I know you can't see me, but I'm not 100% sure I believe the polls either. But apparently, a huge issue for a lot of Canadians is Donald Trump right now, and they like Mark Carney to deal with it for some reason. Now, if he deals with the threat, right, and gets Trump to back off, doesn't that hurt his campaign? And if that's the case, then why would he do that right now? Very interesting. Not to mention, I don't know why he's so upset about Canadian jobs leaving, considering he took jobs out of Canada himself, not only voted for his board to leave, but also wrote letters to other board members convincing them to vote in favor of moving to their company to the United States. Now, of course, he's prime minister, so we can't just let it happen before the election happens, because then he'll get, you'll see the poll numbers probably swing. That being said, I'm not really sure what he even wants to do right now. So, and I know I've seen some of the comments. I know some of you Team Canada elbows up people are in my comment section. So if you're watching this, let me know. What's Mark Carney going to do? What can he do? Can Trump even put on these tariffs on the union industry? I believe I saw something from Jasmine Lane where she was saying that they couldn't do it. But again, I'm not sure if they can. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it's very interesting. Now, that being said, what has Trump traditionally done with the last few months with these tariffs? He threatens them, then he moves it back. Threatens them, moves it back. So on April 2nd, it's pretty likely he goes back again. And in my opinion, he should pause all tariffs indefinitely. And then I wonder what happens, right? Like, does that make it better for Pierre Poilievre, or does Carney still hold his lead, his supposed lead? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting. We are in for a very, very interesting next 30 or 31 days, folks. It's going to get wild. We still got the 2 debates. I wonder if that's going to, change the opinion of people. We're going to have more rallies. We're going to have more sample size to see, okay, Mark Carney, how many people can you pull out for a rally? Because so far, the numbers are way behind Pierre Poilievre. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Please don't be shy. I really enjoy engaging with you guys. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll be back shortly with a new video.